Just a short video. This is my leased Model 3 Tesla. Just a few things. Just generally the way it drives, the way it feels, and some things which may be a bit niggly. One of the things I found a bit annoying is we've got the lights on automatic, which is really convenient. They work really well. In fact, in the UK weather, they're on most of the time. But I came to a foggy bit on the road and I thought I better turn on my rear fog lights. Now normally you just flick a switch, but you've actually got to go into the screen. I'll do it now. You've got to go into the screen and go to lights and turn the fog lights on. Now sitting here, of course, it seems really easy, which of course it is. But when you go along the road and it's a bit foggy and you're concentrating on where you're going, you tend not to want to turn on the screen and look for the rear fog light button. Just a small thing. Another thing is the door lock, door release. I should press it. That one there. Brilliant. I mean, it's a vital ingredient for the car, because when you press it, the window drops a couple of centimetres. So because it's a frameless window, so it makes the door, well, so it doesn't damage the door when you open it, otherwise you'd be forcing it. So it's a vital thing. But of course, crucially, they had to put a safety feature in, which is a handle which is down there, that one there. Now, of course, when you first get in the car, that handle you're not supposed to use, because that's in emergencies when you have no power. That's the most convenient handle, because the button there looks more like an electric window. And that's of course the opening the door button. So you first get in the car and immediately as you think to open the door, your hand goes to there and you want to pull up that latch, which of course you don't want to do. But you just get used to that, I guess. But it is a vital ingredient because, as I say, the window's got to drop. So that emergency handle should never be touched unless you are desperate, because you've got no power. Now, what else can I say? Yeah, the screen, absolutely fantastic. I'll go to another mode. I should go to the music mode. It's fantastic, but you tend to think, why would I be hunting around the screen to press some buttons? Because when it comes to the steering wheel, obviously the horn is in the middle, beep beep, and the gear selection is on the stick, and the indicators are on the indicator. Now the reason there, of course, is because it's so convenient, because they are physical switches, which tends to make you think, well, if they are so convenient, why on earth would you put the switches on the screen and have to go into a specific screen to operate some items like the heater? I mean, the only things you use all the time, which is like the heater, maybe the car seats. But I find it's slightly strange that, now here's a thought. Now the steering wheel, because, which is a little bit cheap, but because you don't actually need a screen in front of you, I don't find the mileage, and the people say that miles per hour is a bit inconvenient. No, that's fine, that's okay. Because you've got nothing in front of the steering wheel, there's really no reason why the steering wheel couldn't incorporate some more physical buttons, as it's not blocking any view of anything. It's just the way I feel about it, really. What else can I moan about? No, I shouldn't moan at all. It's a fantastic car, and I'd recommend it to anyone, because it's just remarkable. It's certainly the best electric car on the market. In fact, I'd say, this is the basic one, I'd say the performance four-wheel drive one is probably the best car in the world, I'd say. But that's just my opinion. Oh, last night, niggle. The rear boot, being of American design, of course it's not a hatchback, which is more of a European thing. The hatchbacks are pretty handy, and this is just got a boot. I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me, because I knew it had a boot, But one thing I do actually miss, I'll turn around. One thing I do actually miss is a rear wiper, especially in the weather we've got in the UK. It would just be nice to have a rear wiper. It tends to actually make you not want to look out the back window or not want to use the mirror, because what with the rake of the glass as well, the view is not so good. Yeah, my wife has actually got a Kia Soul electric, which started the whole electric thing really, because that's a great little car. It's not got the performance. It's like this car, but a little bit less in most things, except the Kia, because it's so boxy, fantastic view of everything. You can just look around in the car and see every corner, which is really nice. Another thing is in this car is the mirror. Now when you've done the Kia Soul around, because they haven't really give aerodynamics a lot of thought, so the mirror is really big. Now of course in the Tesla the mirror is quite small, for the obvious reason it's more aerodynamic. But I can't help thinking people wouldn't mind losing a couple of miles range to have a large mirror, because large mirrors are really, really convenient. Once you've had a big door mirror, it's something you kind of want to keep. Yeah, so it's just like visibility really. As it's a low car, I see why people buy these more utilitarian vehicles, because the outward view is just really, really nice. But also I'm not moaning, because obviously the Kia being a bit boxy, gets caught out by crosswinds. And this slides down the motorway like nothing else. Totally silent, you can't hear the motor at all. And yeah, it's a lovely, lovely car. The seats, very nice. The trim, very nice. Some people say the trim is a bit so-so. No, it's great. The trim's great. There's no rattles, no bangs. Oh, the roof's really nice. Mind you, when you're driving, you don't really notice the roof, but it's really nice for the rear passengers, that's for sure. But it keeps, it's nice and light in here, which is a nice thing. What else can I say? Oh, when I went to pick the car up, slightly strange experience, because I'm leasing the car, because I'm not rich, couldn't afford to buy one. And I'd always lease an electric car because they're improving all the time. But I just felt when I went to the place to collect the car, I felt because I was leasing it and not leasing it through Tesla, I felt that because, well, I never had anyone to show me the bits and bobs. Like they always show that someone sits with you in a car, shows this and this. Well, no one did that for me. Because I've been online so much, I suppose I knew how everything worked anyway. But I just felt a bit sort of as a second class collector of the car. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, so anyway, so I just found out this and this. Asked the guy how to connect the phone up to the car. And that's really nifty. The phone apps are really fantastic. That you can just turn the heater on, that's the main thing really. Turn the heater on from indoors, which is really nice. I haven't experienced any really, really cold weather yet. But when I do, I'm sure it'd be absolutely fantastic. And the navigation's really good. And the sound system's really good. And these things are really neat and tidy. On their magnet, I'm sure everyone said about the magnetic. If you're a bit oafish and keep slamming it, it tells you you're being a bit of a cretin, and close it carefully. What else can I say? There's lots of things I could say really, but I can't think of it at the moment. I'm sure this video is really, really rubbish, but it's my first video, and if I got into it, I suppose I'd get some equipment and get some a bit more preparation. I'm just doing this off the cuff really, so maybe it's not too much help to anyone, because all the things I'm saying have been said, except for I would prefer it to be a hatchback, but then the Model Y is coming, so maybe in 2 years time when my lease is up, perhaps a Model Y would be nice. I'd like it to have big mirrors, and I'll forsake a bit of range. And what else? That's about it really. I'm pretty happy. All the bits and bobs, big compartments, fantastic fast charge at the supercharger. I've done it a couple of times. The car prepares itself for the supercharger before you get there if you put it into the sat nav, and prepares the battery, and as soon as you plug it in you get your 100 kilowatts an hour, which is fantastic. But you only get that to 80%, so really charging it to full 100%, which isn't recommended anyway, is a bit of a waste of time, waste of your time, because it slows right down. It only charges really fast from say 20 to 80%, and then it tails off quite a lot. So that's a thing to think about, perhaps. Yeah, I'm all happy. Oh, I tell you, there's something else. The gear selector, a bit of an American type gear selector. It's up for reverse. It's up for reverse, and it's down for drive. Very nice. And press the button in for park. I'm sure you've seen it loads of times. The only thing is that everyone drives as a bit of a habit. So when I park on my driveway, which slopes downwards, I just drive front ways in towards the house. And in the morning, you just, without even giving it a thought, flick into reverse because you've got to back out. It's uphill anyway, uphill out, downhill in. So you drive in and press park, everything's fine. And in the morning, flick it up, go in reverse, and out you go. And it's just a habit you do every day. But on occasion, of course, I charge the car. Now, because my wife's Kia is near the plugging in station, because I haven't got a garage, she's just in the driveway, I back the car in quite close to her car and quite close to the wall of the house. Plug it in, no problem. But now, of course, I've backed in and I'm close to the wall. So I get in the car, I've unplugged it, I get in the car, flip my lever off, up as usual, because just habit, reverse. Now, of course, bit of a jolt because I'm backing towards the bungalow, which of course is really close because the power lead is close. Totally my fault, and luckily I managed to stop just in time. But it's just things that are a habit, and no fault of the car at all. But it's the thing to be think of is that people drive as a habit, and if you're in the habit of just flicking the lever up and backing out, you tend to get in the car, flick the lever up and back out. But because it's unusual for it to be facing the other way. But totally my fault, so you're probably thinking, what a silly bastard, but never mind. I didn't have any problems. But it's just something to think about. Oh, another thing, but all other cars have this, the indicator. Now I think BMW do this. Now you put it out, say turning right, flick it up. It goes back to the it goes back to the standard position, which isn't unusual. Now to turn it off, you click up a little bit. There you go, and you go left. But because it always goes back to its standard position, the question is why? Like in the Kia Soul, you put it up, and it's up. Now you know you're indicating because the lever's up. And you know you're not indicating because the lever's in its middle position. Now what could possibly be wrong about that? That they thought, no, we won't do that. We'll have it so now I'm turning left. And if it's only just, it doesn't go off automatically, it's just a slight curve to the left. Now I've got to turn the indicator off. But I'm not sure it's on or not, because with the radio on, I can just about see the little dotty light, I suppose. But I don't know why they changed from the proven, tried and tested method of once it's on, once it's off. But this is me being a bit nitpicky, but it's just some things you don't understand what was wrong with turning it on in the up position or down position and turn it off. Anyway, I shall end it now because I'm running out of things to say. Thanks for watching, and don't slag me off too much because I don't really know what I'm doing. Bye for now.